Hello, Brian J. Hello, Aaron Willis. Brian J. Oh, hello, Aaron Willis. Got the echo taken care of. Hello, Chris. Well, you guys was quick tonight. Brian J, I am. Me and Pam, we haven't left the place for about a week. It worked, didn't it, Chris? Ring that bell. Okay. What happened, Brian? Okay. There you go. Well, thank you, Brian, for caring about us. Guess what, Mr. Kim? Chris, if you'd like to come up, there's a link. Yes, Chris. That'd be great. It's a lot easier to talk to somebody as to talk to a screen. We don't have much infection right here. I think there's only like 2 cases in this county, but I could be wrong. Hello, Chris.
Hey, buddy, let me just get myself set up here. How are we doing?
Doing good. I need to click that. There you go.
Awesome sausage. I'm using my new microphone. How do I sound?
Oh, sound good.
Great.
If I turn that speaker up, you sound a lot better.
So guess what?
Guess what?
They finally mailed my trees.
Your trees. Oh, your trees.
I'm so happy about that. I have apple trees coming, pecan trees coming, berry bushes coming.
Well, that's good.
I tilled my garden yesterday. It was 25 by 25 feet, so like 500 square foot garden.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, by myself with an electric tiller, if you can believe it.
Huh.
Yeah, so don't ever let them tell you that fat people can't do much, because I'll tell you what, I worked in that sun for 9 hours tilling.
Oh, my God.
with minimum breaks. I think it only took 2 or 3 when I saw my neighbor who's 84 years old cutting her lawn. And I said, told my wife, I said, I can't watch this. This is too painful. She goes, what? I said, I can't watch this 84-year-old woman cut her lawn. So I said, go till. So she grabbed the tiller and she tilled a little bit. I just kind of wanted her to see what it felt like to till the earth. It's not easy. And I went over there and I just had to edge around all of her little gardens and around her house. And you'd be amazed at how many little garden beds she's got floating around. So I did that and then went back and finished tilling.
Cool.
Now I got to go buy 50 bags of dirt.
Good evening, Howie.
Hello. Oh, and I have a new camera on order. That's a true 60 frame rate, 1080p gaming certified camera.
All right.
So that's going to help a lot because I know I get fuzzy a lot.
You mean your webcam part?
Yeah, I got a crap Logitech, like Logitech 110 or something. I think I paid $14.99 for it. Can't expect much out of a $14 camera. So I ordered I don't know, I think it's from South Korea. I don't know anymore. It's like 75, but it's supposed to be like 60 frame rates, 60 frames per second at 1080p. So that should be able to handle just fine.
I've got the paperwork where I ordered mine through Amazon. June 27th, 2017.
Wow.
It's
a good looking camera. Like the picture quality of it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, how can you see it? Okay. I give tax and everything. Let's see. It was free shipping, $63.70.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, good, decent cameras ain't cheap.
It's a C920.
Oh, you got a good one. This is like that equivalent. It's like a C920 or like a Microsoft LifeCam level, like right below it, you know? So you look good in it. So, I mean, I actually look pretty good in it. I mean, I know I look good now, but you know, I had to go there. Oh, have you ever seen me like go off screen? It's because I have a triple monitor. Actually, you know what? I can show you. I have a triple monitor, so it starts way over here at this wall, right? And then goes, there's one monitor, there's 2 monitors, there's the 3rd monitor. And if you look way over there in the corner there, it's kind of fuzzy, I know, but that's the live chat.
Okay.
Your image and my camera are usually all the way over here, like in the middle. So have you ever seen...
Going to hold us up. Hello, John.
John.
There you go.
What's new in the world of John?
So
Nothing
how do
really.
you hook up more than one monitor?
Oh, first I was lucky because I found these at Walmart Black Friday. They were originally $399. Black Friday they were on sale for $169. So like I bought 3 of them. Because like buying 3 of them was just a little more expensive than buying one normally.
How do you hook them up?
Oh, HDMI DisplayPort. You can also use DVI. I don't recommend VGA. Well, typically the graphics card that's going to run them ain't going to have VGA on it anyway. You know, the old triangular plug kind of.
Yeah.
These are running on 1.4 DisplayPort on a triple DisplayPort Radeon 5700 Vega. No, not Vega.
Okay.
RT. So, yeah. The way mine worked is I just plugged the DisplayPort cable into all 3 monitors. I had to make sure they all supported DisplayPort. And then I just ran them all up to one video card. And since I have an AMD video card, it works with Radeon software, and I use iFinity. And it does it on its own. split. I can have it where 3 monitors are working independent of each other. So like one can be running Warcraft, one can be Skyping, and the other one can be YouTubing. And I can see it on all 3 screens using one computer, or I can have one large image stretched all the way across. So I go with the stretched image most of the time. But that's what I was saying. When I go off camera, you see me way over here. I'm leaning all the way over to read the chat because it's a good solid 40 inches away from the center. Yeah, what a crappy camera this is. Looking at myself, and it's horrible. Everybody's so quiet. Don't let me ramble, because I'll just ramble and ramble and ramble. Okay. You only have to wear that outside, John.
You still can wear it inside as well.
There you go. I would honestly say people like you, John, are probably the most likely to survive COVID. It's people like me and Kim that are the ones that really have to worry.
I was watching the news yesterday that a French study said nicotine blocks the COVID-19.
Oh, well, shoot, I'm good then, because I wolf down 2 packs a day, so COVID's going to run away from me scared.
I smoke one all the day. I'm good.
Funny part was I was actually going to jump into Warcraft, and then Kim's live popped up, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to go over there and shoot the hell," because you know.
I was in the middle editing a GTA 5 video when you sent me a link.
Well, as soon as this darn decent camera gets here, I'll be able to do proper videos on YouTube, because my videos now are horrible. They're shaky and out of focus. And
have you used Filmora yet, or that's right, you use it. That's right, you using Vegas Pro. I forgot.
Yeah, no, I was actually going down to tell exactly what it is.
Because I can recommend a great YouTuber who does Vegas Pro 17 tutorials.
Yeah, I'll have to check those out.
His name is just Alex Helford. He's subscribed to my channel. He's got over 200, almost 300,000 subscribers.
All big leagues there.
Yeah, he's got 297,000 subscribers, almost 300K.
Man, I'd be happy with 1,000 at this point, just so I could do super chats. I'd come on much more often with live streams if I could super chat.
Yeah, I'd give up on the YouTube monetization because I lost over 1,300 hours.
Why?
I don't know. Most of my watch times come from the damn analytics.
YouTube playing around with YouTube.
Well, counting the hours, I got 143,000 minutes. I know it's supposed to be 240,000 to equal 4,000 hours.
Oh yeah, they demonetized your butt.
Oh, they did demonetize me 2 years ago in January or February, something like that.
Yeah, that's why whenever I go into anybody's live streams or or I'm chatting in the chat logs, unless they curse first, I won't curse because I don't want to screw up with their monetization. Because even cursing can get you demonetized, even small cursing. 4-letter words to start with something that we do every day, Get your video demonetized in a hurry.
I just wish that they'd bring back Go to Channel.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I miss Classic View. I used Classic View until they forced me to use the updated one.
Oh, I did too.
It was so much simpler.
It had a lot more information on it.
Well, it's like that thing like, oh man, that's working really good. You know what we need to do? Totally change it.
Screw that.
They said all the new features won't support in Classic. That's why they got this new one. All the new features everybody's requesting won't support the Classic one. So that's why they did the new studio.
Man. Always changing stuff, though.
They could have left it alone.
Wish they would have.
Well, the classic, the sub county when you go to dashboard, it doesn't change.
I don't get it.
How's come you're wearing your mask, John? Are
I
you
want to.
infecting people there? That's got to be hot.
We're almost to 400 cases.
In your county, in your city, in your state?
County.
Oh, congrats, man. You're playing with pretty good numbers there.
Have you got any deaths?
I think Florida's got. I know it's over 1,000. I can't tell you the exact number.
John, my brother lives in Palm Beach County. You want to see some scary ass numbers? The only other place I know outside New York right now is Palm Beach and Broward, Dade County, Florida. Man, they were soaring. I think at one point Palm Beach County alone was at 8,000 or 9,000 cases. And that's just one county. I mean, granted, it's a real big county, but still.
Orange County, Orlando is big one. They got over 1,000, surpassed over 1,000 cases.
Man,
ouch!
What'd you do?
Check my phone. Try and twist around. I got my phone plugged up to my extension cord. When I went to turn it fell off and it hit my freaking ankle.
Well, I'm gonna let.
So Florida's death is over. The total COVID-19 deaths are 1,088 in Florida.
Right, that's your whole state. Which I'm kind of surprised it's so low.
32,138 confirmed cases.
How many?
32,138 confirmed in Florida.
I thought you said 3,200. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's higher than that.
No, 32,138.
That's a lot of cases. We have 29 in my county.
They are saying they're closer to a cure.
And our whole country is almost near to 60,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know we're
59,000.
Our cases are over 1 million now. Go America!
Yeah, but 0.3 million? 0.03 million?
Yeah, something like that. Ridiculous. Well, I'm going to keep talking while I'm making coffee. I shall return.
Okay.
Hey Cam, I don't think you heard me what me and Chris were telling. We were saying. I was watching the news the other day, and a French study says nicotine blocks the COVID-19 virus.
Yeah. That's some wishful
Nicotine
thinking.
blocks it? Well, Grizz will be a good
A French study.
Oh, excuse me.
Hello, Rosanna. Hello, Gary. $48,000 cases. Well, they must be all up north because we're still taking precautions here. But like Brian J., he looked it up. We've only got 3 cases here in this county.
Oh, grats, Kim. That's awesome. I
thought it was 2. He said 3. So
I'd be happy with 3 at this point.
Oh yeah.
But what's your test rate for it? Because I mean, if you got 3 cases but only 100 people tested, that's not good. If you have 3 cases and 500 tested, that's great.
There was one girl in a filling station up here that tested positive.
Oof.
But she got to stay home. So I don't know how that turned out.
I'm just telling you guys, this fall is going to be miserable. because it's going to be flu season and COVID again. So, I mean, you can get them both at the same time.
Just Alex. Who's that?
Oh, that link is for Chris.
Oh, sorry. Coffee real quick.
Okay.
That link is for Chris.
I'm already supporting that channel.
Well, he does tutorials in Vegas Pro and other stuff.
Somebody's in the basement. Hello, Grizz.
12:42 a.m.
What the?
12:42. 12:42 a.m. 12:42. 12:42 a.m.
What?
12:42
What am I
a.m.
Chris, what's going on?
Hello, Grizz. Oh, Grizz left. Darn it.
What was that?
I don't know. I muted it.
Yeah, because I'm in here making coffee, so all I'm hearing it, but I'm not even seeing what's going on.
It was on your end.
It wasn't his end, it was Chris's end.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Chris's end, it's not Chris's end.
Okay. Well, it was just a coincidence.
Weird.
I muted Chris's mic and it quit. So,
Really?
but it could have been the same time.
Well, what do we do now? Should I try telling him a fantastic joke? No.
Brian J said it was a troll. Oh,
You better delete that. Did you link the invite link to the panel in chat? Yeah, that's how they got it.
no, I didn't.
That's how they got it.
They
It's
already
in the
got
chat.
it. I deleted it now, but they've already got it. That's not Grizz. Okay.
Oh, what that was. Annoying.
It was a troll.
I know it. Oh, I've always felt bad for people that's how they gotta use their free time instead of being productive. What are you gonna do, right? It's people's. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Man, he's a twisty little guy. Border Collie. Gotta love him. Smart dogs.
Oh. There's Grizz.
Hey, how's it going, Jim? I see John John's playing us, eh?
Yeah. He don't want to catch it from you.
Heck no, I don't blame him.
Holy crap, Grizz. Love it, man. Love it. Look at that thing.
You gotta have something to keep the chin warm.
Oh, got the chin and the chest covered.
Yeah.
Long time no.
So, Grizz, did you like that shed?
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
It's going to be hell built for stout.
Hey, Brian, Gene, Howie. Brian, no, that wasn't me. I don't know who you're talking about, but no, I just got here.
Oh, some damn troll came in here just repeating 1242 over and over.
No, yeah, no, that wasn't me.
Am I too loud for you, Pam? Hello, Gene.
Ooh.
So, Grizz, catch up on
Hey,
my
guys.
current events at least, man. I got my garden tilled, 25 by 25 square feet.
Cool.
Got that done yesterday. Got my seeds in their little pods, man. Give them a little head start. Going to get 50 bags of soil tomorrow and mixing it all together.
Yeah, I got
Fun
about
time.
another month before I start my garden.
Planting or
Well, you're
tilling?
not blocked, so
Grizz, you planting or tilling in a month?
Pardon?
Are you planting or tilling?
I won't be planting or tilling until the 1st of June.
Nice.
Yeah, I know our ground's not warm enough. I've tried planting earlier, and we get so much rain that the ground doesn't get real warm before then, and we get a lot of we get a lot of root rot if I don't if I try to plant too early.
Gotcha. You gonna grow them inside a little bit?
Yeah, I mean sometimes I could get it a.
Uh-oh, we got a frozen Grizz.
he said the ground was too cold.
Yeah, he did.
Well, Chris, while we're waiting for him to come back, thank you for coming back.
Oh, yeah. Like a boomerang, you can't
There.
get rid of me. There he is.
We lost you for a minute, Chris.
Yeah, my internet kind of sucks. I might have to switch over to my phone.
Satellite.
No, I'm hotspotting from my cell phone.
So what? Do you have regular internet? Do you have like Comcast or no?
No, I can't get internet out here. The only way I can get internet is either satellite or cell phone.
I'd go with cell phone.
That's what I do.
That satellite, man, I'll tell you, that is worse than being bent over with no lube. That they're just horrible. They're nasty. You know, 6 times I told them, I said, because it was under my mother's name, I said, her name is not Judith. How many times do I have to say June, the month? You know, May, June, July, it's June. Oh, okay, Mr. Janasic, we fixed it.
Oh my God.
5 times. It's still the same. 6 years later, it's still the same. The internet speed, oh yeah, we'll give you 25 megs per second. We're not going to give them 25 megs per second. We get like 1. And then it's like $152 a month for 1 meg per second.
Wow.
Yeah. And the funny part is, my new house, we have fiber optic here. And the old house will get it too, but this just got it a little sooner. And HughesNet keeps sending me advertisements. Come on over to HughesNet. Let me get rid of my 1 gigabyte per second internet and go ahead and take your, I think I might get 1 meg with constant interruptions.
9:52 a.m.
That's what we got, Grizz. Except I think it was Grizz the first time, and now it's John the second time. You got you a troll hacker, man. Congrats, Kim.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, we all get trolls, man, but we don't usually get troll hackers. I mean, that's quite an honor.
Well, I put the link in the chat for you.
I'll give you my email or my Facebook if you want. If you want to send it that way next time.
I don't have Facebook. I don't do Facebook.
You can.
My email address is on my About page.
Let me go do that then. Get you
Oh, you don't have to do it right now because the damage is already done. But if you send me an email, I'll add you to my list. I got a
Done.
list of 9, you'd be 10.
Done.
I just click on Y and it pops them up, and then I put the link in there and send all 9 of them out at the same time.
Yeah, I gotta send you something that okay. Me and my brother both lean towards we're both in the independent zone, but I guess if we pushed one way, we had this discussion, and we're both the same that way. And he sent me one with President Dr. Trump. You'd get a kick out of it, Kim. You would just roll on the floor laughing.
Dr. No Little.
No, you just want to laugh. That's all I got to say. I'll find it and email it to you when we're done.
Well, if you look at that one link, Grizz, are you coming back up? Well, we'll see here.
What was that about?
Yeah. I just switched over to my phone.
Okay.
My
Double Grizzes.
my internet hotspotting this cheap phone. It's not the internet. It's the phone. This cheap phone is just not doing the hotspot as well as it used to.
Nice.
Doll food for granddaughter. Okay, cool. Hello, Haley.
So yeah. What's new in your life, Kim, besides your shed?
Okay, it's not my shed. It was brother-in-law's, sister and brother-in-law's shed. I've just been helping him.
Cool. Yeah, no, I know it's their shed. I meant you. I just like your video.
I'm getting ready to change the water in my hot tub.
Nice.
Right now, I've got my filters soaking
Cool.
to clean them.
Good.
Oh,
I
wow.
change the water 2 times a year, every 6 months. You know.
It sounds like a good idea. Heater's still working good then?
Yeah, I've had it since 2011, so it's been 9 years.
I'll tell you what, it's always them heaters, man. They always seem to break on me.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about the heater, but I've replaced 3 pumps in it,
Wow.
and the top control, I
Right.
had to replace that. Well, in fact, the air pump, I had to replace it twice.
I wonder why it's such a smaller pool of water. Why the pump would burn out so often? You would think that less work for it to do. It would, and it's got more outlets than a pool. I mean, usually a pool only has 4 or 5 outlets and 1 inlet, and it doesn't burn up for years.
The gate valve or the check valve failed. Let
Oh.
water get in the air pump.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the water pump.
Oh, okay.
It blows air.
Right. Your bubbly pump. Man, I was really
I
hoping to
agree,
get a hot
Brian.
tub
That's
this
too
year.
much for above a ground pool.
I'm gonna put an above ground pool in this summer, and I was thinking about getting like a flange seal and making my pool kind of with a natural slope, and just digging a trench before I put the pool in, putting a hole in the very bottom center of the pool, and then just attaching a drain like right there at the bottom center of the pool, and then run the pipe up to a traditional pool pump. Because, I mean, if I get the same size pool, even if that pool falls apart and rots away in a few years, the placement of the drain and everything, as long as I get the same size pool, can be reused over and over and over. So it's only a one-time thing. But then I'm scared to cut a hole in the pool liner. But I guess with enough silicone and watertight flanges, it should be good. Instead of using that drain that, is a foot above the bottom of the pool. So, and then you got that little teeny drain. Nah, I don't like that. Seems less efficient.
To drain the water?
Well, yeah, just like how you would have on a traditional swimming pool in ground, have the drain there, except it'll be in the center of the pool, but it'll drain the same way, all the way down from the center bottom into a pump and then get replenished at the top.
Oh, to filter.
Right. Because that's one of the biggest issues with above ground pools is that they give you a joke of a filter. I mean, it's like giving you a Chevy 350 with a Scion motor. Going, good luck. We need that load on top of that hill. Yeah, with this thing, yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Well, Brian J., I think that Pam give about $4,000 for this hot tub that we have.
Yeah. Good hot tubs ain't cheap. I've heard a lot about Bullfrog. We have Bullfrog hot tubs up here. I don't know if it's a company you guys have heard of, but they're fairly reasonable. And you can like swap out. They have like pieces you can swap out the different back pieces. So one will have different jets in different positions and like a different foam backing thing. It's supposed to be hard. I don't know, but they ain't bad. They're like $2,800.
This is a Royal Spa.
Ooh, nice. But they ain't bad. They're like 20.
I mean, it's okay. It's just a name, you know.
Well, yeah, it's an old saying, right? All hot tubs are jacuzzis, but not all jacuzzis are hot tubs. You know that saying.
Hello, Ron. But the company that I bought it off of, they quit dealing with Royal Spa because I talked to them. They said their parts are cheap. I thought, well, that's why all my pumps went bad.
Oh, so you're like a great example of the Marine Corps there. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Gotta get extra parts.
But the main water pump was like $500.
That ain't cheap.
And it was hard to change out.
Yeah, I've noticed that, man. It seems like the better of a hot tub it is, man, the harder it is to get that damn pump out. I changed one once. And I swear they couldn't have they couldn't have wedged it any better if they had kicked it into the hole.
Well, I rigged me up and I've got 3 doors now.
Good.
I mean, I could take the panels off, but this way I can just take it off real quick. I don't have to get the screw gun out, anything. It's got a latch at the top, and you just unlatch it and take it right off. If you know what I mean.
I do. Sorry, my brother was calling me. I had to tell him. Later.
So, you got your...
Is anybody talking?
We're talking.
I'll be right back, Tim.
Oh, he can't hear us.
Yeah, he can't hear us, but we can hear him. That sounds more like a speaker issue, though, than a system issue.
Well, I thought he was hearing me the whole time.
Yeah, I thought so, too. I don't know when he stopped hearing. But that's what I think. That if you get a decent pool pump and a decent pool filter for like an above ground level pool, it'll have no problem cycling through a 6 or 10,000 gallon above ground pool, and it'll stay nice and clean because it's got so much more power going through it than a little teeny like 10 amp. The filter. Have you ever actually used one of them pool filters when the pool's dirty? My God, it's like I used to put one in, have it filter the water, and I'd go clean the other filter. By the time I cleaned the other filter, the other one was dirty. And was like repeating that for hours, trying to get that damn water clean. It's ridiculous.
You're talking about a pool, right?
Yeah, like the 18 foot around pools you get from Walmart for like $300-400.
Okay.
Yeah, they give you like a $20 toy pump.
I have never messed with the pool.
I'm gonna have to make some videos on that then.
I've got I've got 2 filters for this hot tub, and right now I've got both of them in a 5-gallon bucket soaking.
While you're draining the water, right?
Well, I just took the filter out and put it back together.
Ah,
So right now it's running without a filter.
those things are the hardest bodies of water to keep crystal clear ever, or hot tubs, man. I tell you,
I
they're.
have had issues with it, yeah.
I mean, even if you're really good at controlling water, it's just they can turn so fast.
Here's the deal that I think's going on with me. Pam's got to put all kinds of creams and paint shit, and, okay, and it just murks up the water
Mm-hmm.
speedily.
Yeah, I mean, like when my dad had a hot tub, and before I'd even get in it, I'd go take a shower. I mean, like I'd scrub because I knew it would just break anything on my skin. It would just break it down and start filling up and fill the water up. But it would change the water, get a film on top of it. That film, oof, it smelled nasty too.
I use that Bright and Clear.
Yeah, that's what he used to use. Like you had like a cap full of it or something.
I'll put 2 ounces,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two-
Don't mind you do that.
250 gallon of water,
Yeah, what's your hot tub? Like 300 gallon?
250 gallon.
Is it 250 even? That's good. It's convenient. Very nice.
Okay, Chris.
Why am I so far behind that? Because I'm not seeing anything. Will you private message you? The last comment I see is Brian.
Now, what is it about private message?
Well, I was asking, did you see something from Grizz I didn't see? Because
Yeah, in chat.
okay. So it wasn't the last message. I got it.
Tucking tonight. We'll chat from here. Hello, Robert.
Robert. Oh. Man, Kim, I gotta tell you, it feels like I was lifting weights all day yesterday. My arms are so sore.
Oh, I imagine.
Ooh, and I gotta go right back out there tomorrow. Well, maybe not tomorrow. Maybe Thursday if I'm lucky. It's gonna rain tonight, tomorrow.
Now, when we was out home, we had a little Cub Cadet tractor, and it had a one bottom plow, and we plow the dirt, and then we would, hook a disc to it and pull it around.
Right, make your rows.
No, you know what a disc is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the two metal.
It did make the roads, yeah.
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 My ground, this is the first year it's had a garden there, so I mean I'm tilling down, 2 shovelfuls,
Oh, man.
trying to break all that clay. Dude, it's like clay. That's why I gotta go get dirt. You can literally grab a handful of this crap out of the ground and make you a pot or an ashtray right from the clay in my garden. It's so thick. It's heavy clay. Is that crap you throw at somebody, you break their glasses.
Wow.
So it's really nutrient packed. It's just the problem with clay is it holds on to moisture so long that you get that root rot. You don't want root rot. But yeah, and then I ordered these trees from a place in Georgia, and I ordered them on the 14th of this month. And I called them up. I said, I don't care how long it takes you to send their trees. So it's still going to take them 5 years to become mature enough to be able to get fruit off of. So, I don't care about the time you ship them because they're shipping in summer, so it doesn't matter. But can you tell me where my trees are? Because it's almost May. And I never got an answer. And I guess they called me today and they sent me an email and I got a confirmation the trees were mailed out today. So, yay. Now I got to dig some deep holes. So I have this goal, Kim. I'm going to make 80% of my yard edible.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, all the sugars, all the carbs, everything you need is going to be right there. It's going to be nice. If the world ever collapses, man, all I got to do is go out to the front yard and pull a carrot. At least that's the goal. Maybe a root cellar one day.
Yeah, that stretch rock, that helps break it down, that lime and that drywall.
Yeah, no, I had some of the soil tested, and they said the soil content's fine. Like, it really doesn't even need fertilizer. It just needs to be tilled in with topsoil to make to break up the clay a little bit more so it doesn't hold on to water. Because underneath the soil stays soaking wet for like days, and the top of the soil just sucks all the moisture out of everything. So it's going to suck the life out of the stem of the plant while at the same time rotting its roots from underneath. So, and that's not good. I mean, not if you want living plants. We have this cool store in my state. Well, I don't know if it's all over my state or east, but we got Royal King and $1.42 for a bag of dirt. Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
Sandra.
Hi, how you doing, Kim?
I'm doing good. Are you staying well?
Yeah, how about yourself?
Here, we're doing fine.
Right.
We haven't been anywhere for a week.
Right. I've pretty well been doing the same thing, staying in. Our governor passed it on May 11th. We all have to wear a mask.
Well, I like your governor then, because he's got some
He's
brains.
smart. Yeah, he's smart. He seems to be a good governor, but it's going to take a little getting used to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, when I was at Walmart, they told me that Walmart corporate was mandating all the employees to wear masks, and which is fine for employees that, maybe they're stocking shelves but I mean, having that mask on, working in the deli, working in the garden section, I mean, that's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
Masks aren't comfortable.
The way our governor put it is this is going to be our new normal.
And which governor might that be?
Andy Beshear in Kentucky.
Kentucky. Oh, you're my neighbor to the north.
Well, nice to meet you.
Well, I guess, no, technically Virginia's my neighbor to the north, but you're right there.
Right. We're all right in there in the same vicinity, kind of.
4 hours apart, give or take, pretty much any direction
Yeah.
you go in.
So,
Yeah.
Robert, did you catch any fish? We
No.
usually go fishing at Captain D's.
Sandra, I got to tell you, one of these, I was listening to, because I'm in Northeast Tennessee, so I'm not too far from Kentucky, and your governor was on there, and he was talking about, listen, we can lock our state up, but if you people drive over there to Tennessee and eat their food and get sick, now you've made our state sick, so, stop doing that. So,
Right.
I mean, he's got enough common sense to at least know that, hey, this stuff can be bad, and we shouldn't be spreading it everywhere. So,
Oh,
Right.
no.
It's counterproductive.
yeah. I thought Andrew Cuomo did a good job. I thought Bill Lee did one of the worst jobs I've ever seen out of. The only person that was worse was Rick DeSantis. Rick DeSantis blows my mind. He has a state full where half the population's over the age of 65. Like half of Florida's population is over 65. Why on earth would that state be open for any reason?
Right.
It's like literally the United States' retirement home.
Right.
And he's just like, oh, well, yeah, well, I guess we have to close the beaches since, there's a billion spring breakers here. Not like we should have closed it before spring break.
Well, see, that's one of the reasons why Italy's death rate was so high, is because they're like the biggest country for senior citizens.
Yep.
They're the most heavily populated,
Yep, they are.
and that's why their death rate was so high.
Mark my words. This fall will make this round of COVID look like a walk in the park in the middle of summer, because fall is going to be real bad.
I think people are getting too comfortable and getting over the scare a little bit of the COVID. And so they're getting more relaxed. And I think that's going to make the numbers start jumping back up.
Yeah, I don't know who said it, but there was a wise person that came on and said that what they did was they overhyped it too fast. So they basically went full speed, panicking people, instead of like gradually explaining this is getting worse, just calm down. They just went right out to like everybody's dying, everybody panic.
Right.
And because they did it so fast, it wore off real fast. They should have stretched out. It's like some states aren't doing too bad, but some states will. And poor New York, man. New York, I think New York's a third of our entire country, and our country makes up a third of the entire world's confirmed cases.
Right. Hi, Gene.
But I think it's really bad in a lot of countries. They're just not testing. They can't test, like India.
Yeah, but I think they're starting to get more tests in now. They've got a couple different ones they're trying now. One is the swab up the nose, and I'm not sure what the other, and if it's a blood test or what it is.
Well, I know they finally graduated to nose, mouth, blood, and and they got that 15-minute test, and that's one of the reasons I have so much respect for Cuomo is he's like, no, we don't want to reopen until we have testing in place. And that's smart. You can't fight your enemy if you don't know where they are.
Well, another thing, too, is they're not 100% sure that this last test is truly accurate.
Well,
You know,
in the world of viruses, all we need to know is usually you see 10% of the cases that are actually current. So it's the tip of the iceberg, what you see. So if it's a million Americans, it's probably closer to 12 million Americans.
I think common sense will be the biggest benefit to anybody.
Oh, I love that
Nobody
word.
has any.
If you will look on my YouTube and see my videos, that's what the whole first 10 rounds of videos were about, was just simple common sense measures.
Right.
And that was long before COVID. It's just if
Right.
people, like, I wish people would not have to listen to the government. And I don't care who's in charge of the government, but just you don't wait for the government to give you instructions.
Right.
You know it's bad. Wear a mask. Don't worry about what they're telling you. You know, in the end, you can only worry about yourself. You know, nobody's going to look out for you but you.
Right.
So don't expect the government to say, hey, oh man, you need to do this. No, you need to. It's a virus. Wear a mask.
It's just like when flu season goes around. If your neighbor's got the flu, you don't go over and start deciding to visit with them.
No.
You know.
You want to hear some cool facts I heard about the flu? So check this out. People that like to say that COVID's no worse than the flu. First thing you got to remember is when we have flu season, we don't shut down the country.
No.
We don't wear masks. We don't declare pandemics. We just let it run through society because, well, society has a herd immunity. Very few people die from the flu when you compare it to the amount that catch it. So we don't do anything for the flu. It just spreads, and it kills about 50,000 people.
No.
COVID has killed more than that, and we shut down our government. We locked up our borders. China welded people into their houses. I mean, that should tell you. And still, even with all those measures in place, people wearing masks, people being scared, pandemics, it still managed to kill over what flu kills every year. And that's with us throwing everything we know at it. So imagine if we didn't, if we just let it run wild. You know, it would have been really bad. It would have been. It would have been like the Spanish flu all over again.
No kidding.
Brian says after this virus, if I hear someone cough, I'm going to run the other way. Well, I'll be on the edge, Brian. I mean, and you know, even when the day comes that this country does open back up and we, you know, get back on track, COVID isn't something that one day on a certain given day it showed up in the United States. And it's not going to be on one certain day that it left the United States. It's still going to be in the air, but if we try to use our brains a little bit, hopefully, you know, we can minimize the exposure to it until it does.
Yeah.
Die out.
The way you got to look at it as there are asymptomatic people in the world. So as long as there's asymptomatic people, they will still continue to transmit a virus to other people and not realize that they're doing it.
Right.
Because these people, they don't have symptoms. They don't have, you know, headaches and back pain and coughing. And it's just, they feel like they do every other day. So that's what.
I think that's one of the biggest problems is people think they feel fine they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to make anybody sick. But they can unknowingly, like you said, not even show a symptom
Nope.
and make another person sick. I don't think that's really sinking in a whole lot with people.
I mean,
Well, I think Chris said the same thing I'm getting ready to say. You can carry it and not know it
Right.
and not be sick.
and that's the thing is people that are like that. I think most people at heart are good. I also think most people are stupid. I don't. That doesn't mean they're mean. It just means that most people will try to do the right thing if they realize that. Because if you tell somebody, hey, listen, man, you're asymptomatic and you're a carrier of type A COVID, if you go near anybody, you're going to kill them. I don't believe that person would just continue on as normal. Some will, but I don't believe the majority of people would.
Right.
But if you don't know, you don't know. And that's the problem. And there will always be viruses. This is nothing new. This is an immunity tax we're paying right now. It's like, who here remembers War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
Yeah, what killed them? It wasn't us.
Sandra, you got a job.
I see.
How'd that saying go? God, in his infinite knowledge, by his smallest creature created, I can't remember how it goes, but it was a virus that killed the alien species. We paid our immunity tax over. We've lost millions and millions and millions of people from viruses since, well, Carpathia. So it's just we're paying a round of virus taxes. We will build an immunity one way or another, and we'll get hit with another virus.
Right. There'll be something new come along.
But what should scare everybody is if you actually do your homework and study the viruses through history, the distance between them is growing shorter.
Right.
Like the Black Plague of Europe in the 1500s, they didn't see another plague for 200 more years. We've had SARS-1, COVID, Ebola, all within like 6-7 year stretches of each other.
Right.
So it seems like the window's closing.
What was that one, I guess you'd call it a plague? It was the Spanish flu. Now, didn't that actually attack people that were healthier and younger?
Yeah, it preferred younger people for some odd reason. Nobody knew why.
And the older people were having to take care of the younger ones, right?
For a little bit, and then it just started getting everybody eventually. It got really bad. That was round 2, by the way. Round 1 infected more young people. Round 2 infected almost everybody.
Right.
And interesting fact about the Spanish flu, for those that don't know, it did not start in Spain. It got its name because at the time, America was in World War I, and they didn't want anything against the war effort. They didn't want anything appearing weak during World War I. So they would, anytime an article would come up about this flu, the government would bury it. But the Spanish media was not as crushed down as we were at the time, and they kept reporting on it. So it got named the Spanish flu.
Right.
Some people believe it originated in China. Big surprise. But that's, nobody knows,
Right.
You mean this one?
No, the Spanish flu of 1918. Actually, it was 1915 to 1917. But yeah, they think it might have come from China, too.
China's got them wet markets over there is what caused that. Now they're saying that cats get it and dogs get it.
I've known about cats for a while. Dogs, I've heard, yes, and it really depends on what source you check. I believe it. Now, they do say that if somebody has COVID and they pet your dog, and then you touch your dog afterwards, that's a way to catch it. I haven't heard yet I heard one case, I think, where a dog themselves caught it. But like I said, I haven't heard a lot about it, but that doesn't mean it's not true.
Right.
Cats, I heard for a fact, can carry it and give it. They share a lot of the same immune system we have. Not the genetics, just the immune system portion.
Right.
And the fact that humans and cats are the only 2 animals in nature that like to kill for fun. Just saying.
That's one way to look at it.
I personally think we're a whole lot better at it because we've been known to wipe out whole societies. I mean, I've never seen a cat wipe out a whole society yet.
Well, I think we do senseless killing.
We sure do.
And cats usually have a basic need, or it's in their instinct, predatory nature. Us, we just, temperamental or anything.
Yeah, it seems like the more evolved you are, the more destruction you cause.
Right.
But that's a word that everybody's going to become familiar with real soon. It's called herd immunity. It's where the general population, it's like how parents take their kids to get chickenpox when they're young so they don't get it later. That's just that's what's going to happen across the whole country. It's just going to spread like wildfire till either you catch it and die or you don't. But hopefully by then, like Kim said, they'll have a virus soon. Or antivirus, excuse me, an antivirus for people that are in me and Kim's bracket. And I don't know your medical conditions, but I know a little bit about Kim's, and I know we're kind of similar there. And it likes to kill people like us, especially.
Yeah, I'm vulnerable to it.
Yeah. I mean, on top of that.
Yeah, well.
Diabetic, overweight, smoker.
I understand.
I'm like, it's like running through a giant field on fire with a big sign that says "Kick me." It's just, So yeah, I'll definitely be protected. Yeah, kicking myself, exactly.
Well, they might say I'm out of shape, but round is a shape.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. I'm in
Yes.
shape.
Oh, I had a funny thought. So I'll bury the whole conversation, but I told my wife got me a shirt to wear. I didn't like the shirt. She's like, "Well, you could just go to the store naked then." And it made me think for a minute. Technically, I could go to the store in just my underwear. And when they stop me at the store and say, "Sir, you need to have shoes and shirt on," I'm going to have my shoes and my shirt in my hand. And I'm going to say, "Where on your sign does it say I need to be wearing it?" It simply says, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Here's my shoes and here's my shirt. Service, please.
Well, if you ever do it, let us know ahead of time so we can be there to video record it.
Yeah.
Right? No, I didn't say that I wouldn't go to jail because I said the cops would probably arrest me for a decent exposure.
We'll record that too.
But I could just see the shop owner going, well, technically, ma'am, he can come in here with no shoes and no shirt because he does. Your sign does technically say he only needs to have them, and he does. So technically, he's right, but you're still going to jail because you might want to put those on.
They'll get on their little microphone. Manager up front, please.
Help.
Right.
Crazy guy that might be right.
Yeah. Everybody wants to be famous, right?
Oh, I told my wife I was going to go stand in the middle of one of our largest cities with dressed as death with a sign that says, "Thank you for keeping me in business," and then writing current death total. Telling you.
Gene said if he went naked, he'd get arrested for doing comedy without a permit.
No kidding.
Oh, Kim, you are one of my favorite channels, brother.
How's that?
I just have a lot of fun on your channel. That's all I know.
Well, we're just us.
Yes, sir. And I'll never apologize for being me, and I'll never change for anybody. Be happy with you are in the world, right?
Right.
So what do you think, Kim? Adding to my YouTube channel, Diabetic Gardening?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No.
It might draw people in, though. I don't know. Sandra, I've got a question for you. You do hard-boiled eggs in your Instapot?
Yeah.
So I don't have an Instapot. I wonder what setting. I got that Fabware. I wonder what setting I should put that on, like meat or chicken.
Well, does it have a manual pressure where you can select the time yourself, the pressure yourself?
Well, there's a steam, but I don't think that comes to pressure.
Are you talking about the little timer thing that's on the side of the little rotating knob?
Well, he's talking about the electric pressure cooker.
Yeah, but you're when you said can you adjust it, man? Are you talking about just that little dial timer that brings up temperature?
No, most of them
Timer.
it's buttons, like a digital buttons.
This one here, it's got, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, different pots. But it don't have egg on there.
Well, mine doesn't have egg either. I just press the manual.
5 minutes?
I put mine on about 6 minutes.
Okay.
Make sure your valve is sealed. And some people say do a natural pressure release. I never do. I always do the quick release and, take them, put them over in an ice water bath to cool them down. And the shells come right off.
Is that a trick for getting the shells off and cooking them faster? Or?
Yeah, it makes it real simple to get the shells off. And the biggest benefit of it is you can cook so many boiled eggs at one time.
Good point.
Like for dinners and
What I
that.
see online, instead of cracking your eggs, it says to take them and roll them on the counter.
Yeah,
Is that what you do?
I have.
And then that way you crack a whole bunch.
They more or less just slide right off.
Good deal. Well, Pam boiled some and they stuck. I told her, I said, next time you need some, I'm going to try it. It says 5, 5, and 5. You bring it to temperature or pressure for 5 minutes. You, let it set. Unplug it for another 5 minutes.
Mhm.
And then take the pressure off and put it in the water bath for 5
Right.
minutes.
You
So
can.
5,
I
5,
do
and 5.
6. For my pressure cooker, 6 is the perfect number.
Okay, 6 then.
Hmm.
So you have to change it to the 666 rule.
Right. That's how we
Yeah.
You call them Kim's.
deviled eggs.
That. That's the
This is
sign
a
of the beast.
Yeah, they'll be true devil eggs.
That's right.
Would you like some deviled eggs?
It would be right.
Do it right or go home.
That's right.
Mm.
I never liked yolk. I always kind of do the hard-boiled eggs, and I take the yolk out, and I just eat the shell. The shell.
Right.
It's like an idiot. The white part.
Yeah.
Well, we've been making salads since this virus thing. We've been
Good
eating
stuff.
a lot of salads.
Good.
Mhm.
Good for you. Careful, though. That can thicken up your blood, too, if you eat too much of it. Dead serious. Vitamin K. If you get too much vitamin K, your blood gets thick. And I'll remember that because when I used to give plasma, the first question they asked is, did you eat salad last night? And I would say, no. They said, good, because if you did, you're not donating today, sir. Like, that's how strict they were about salad because it does it. Like, not so thick that, it clogs your arteries, but it definitely thickens up your blood. So if you have high blood pressure or something, you might not want to get a super dose of vitamin K.
Okay, so what part of a salad causes it?
I don't know. All of it, I guess. Because they just said salad. They never specifically said it. They didn't like eat any vegetables, I think, because a lot of them have vitamin K. I know carrots have a lot of vitamin K. Lettuce has a lot of vitamin K, which is good. Thick blood is good, though. They say people with thicker blood are less likely to have strokes and aneurysms. I guess it's harder for the blood clots to set up when the blood's thick, just because it keeps moving like a viscous liquid.
Right.
That's just what they told me. But salads are good either way. I mean, it'd be better to eat a whole salad than to eat, a box of Twinkies. No doubt. One's going to kill you a whole lot faster than the other.
Right. You'll hate yourself a lot less eating the salad.
Oh, I got those little, those little teeny cups you put seeds into to start growing them, little mini cups. And I did a whole bunch of lettuce. So my mom's like, yeah, if you want to grow anything, grow some lettuce. So I'm like, okay. How about 45 heads? Is that enough lettuce for you? It's digging up 2 full rows.
Right.
I-
I always
I've been
I always
trying
like
to
the
grow-
leaf lettuce that you just pick off.
I've been trying to grow pencils, but rabbits keep eating the erasers off of them.
Hmm.
Not too much besides birds are willing to drop down in my yard because I have 3 acres, but about an acre of it's fenced in all the way around the house, and it's to keep the dogs in. And I used to tell people, no, I'm not worried about you coming in. I'm worried about my dogs getting out and getting you.
Right.
This fence is here for your protection, not mine.
Right.
I said, I've got plenty of guns. Kim's seen one of my guns. I got plenty of guns. It's not the problem. It's just that, man, if they get out, my neighbor in the very, very front has another border collie, except for mine's like a border collie mixed with something else, but he's pretty much all border collie. And the other dog's a pure border collie, and he's faster than my dog. So the one time he got out, man, he took off after this border collie, and he just smoked him.
Right.
My dog don't give up too easily. And he chased her about 10 minutes and just turned right back around and walked through the gate like a whoop dog. He's like, I give up. I can't catch him.
I love those dogs. My son's got an Australian Shepherd. They're kind of along that line.
Yep.
They're really smart dogs. Really smart.
The only real difference I've seen in a border collie and an Australian Shepherd, the biggest thing is the eye color. And usually Aussies have like really short nubby tails.
Yeah.
And they're usually a little bit shorter than purebred collies, just a little bit.
Right.
But everything else, the tail, the body poofness, the looks, I thought I had a damn Aussie for the longest time until I actually did my homework and found out he was a border collie.
Right. They're real similar.
Yeah, but good luck with rabbits and squirrels getting in my garden.
Right.
He barks with birds landing in his yard. He doesn't want nothing but him and his girlfriend in the yard. That's it.
That's his domain.
That's his domain. Unless he wants you in there, you're not coming in there. And his girlfriend's an 85-pound English box lab.
Oh.
Oh, I tell you, that's why I laugh when people mess with my dog. I'm like, man, he gets thrown around my house like a rag doll.
Right.
I've been sitting on the computer and just heard, bam, walked out there and she has body slammed him. She's flipped him over and body slammed him into the hardwood floor.
Right. Right.
I'm like, good luck messing with that dog. It's got more bronze and brains. Well, it's because he's not fixed and she is, and he's not fixed because I took him to the vet to get us medicine and get him spayed or neutered.
Mm-hmm.
And the vet walks in, and I told him, I said, no, he seems like an aggressive dog, and I mean, if you stick your hands in his face, he will bite you.
Right.
But I'll hold him. Can you please look in his mouth? And I'd like to get him neutered. He walked in and said, I'm not dealing with this. And walked right back out. And I looked at the nurse and a veterinary assistant. And I said, you're kidding me, right? I said, just give me the shot to knock him out. I said, my mom's a 35-year retired nurse. She's an RN or she's an LPN. I said, she'll stick the dog and he'll be asleep in 5 minutes. No, I'm just not dealing with it. So he never got fixed. So now I have to go find a new vet that's got a little bit of, something he has that the vet didn't.
Right.
If you catch my drift.
He's afraid of him?
Yeah, he was terrified. He's a 40-pound border collie.
Oh, my.
Yeah, but come on. You get all different size animals when you're a vet. Maybe it was just a good thing to find out the easy way that you need to find another vet.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like I didn't tell them. I didn't just surprise. Here's my dog. I mean, I said, do you want me to bring him in the side? I told the person at the front desk, I said, he's an aggressive dog when it comes to other dogs. He doesn't like them. He's kind of snippy, and I'm just warning you now. He's got his muzzle on, and, I'll be right here. Oh, it'll be fine. It's fine. Then the nurse, the veterinary assistant, it's fine. It's fine. She had apologized for the vet. And that's sad.
I don't think I would have wanted to really trust that vet if he had that kind of.
I got to have a perfectly behaved dog. Not everybody has a perfectly behaved dog. He's fine with me.
Right.
He collapses in my arms and licks me to death.
You take these little ankle biters; they're quicker to bite you than a big dog is.
Yeah.
Usually.
Oh yeah. My 85-pound box lab, by the way, who's the size and strength of a pit bull almost. Yeah, I mean, she'd rather lick you than bite you.
Right.
My cat would rather bite you than lick you.
Right.
So
Cats
I mean,
are bad for that.
yeah.
I know
So,
I have a Siberian Husky.
oh,
And
those are
she's
beautiful
gentle
dogs.
as she can be. She's a love bug. But then we have this little, sort of like a rat terrier chihuahua mix. He will eat you up.
Yeah. Some of the worst behaved dogs I ever had versus people were tiny dogs.
Yeah.
But I blame myself for my dog, though, because when he was a puppy, I didn't socialize him with a lot of different experiences, and it kind of twisted him up a little bit. So now he doesn't see people and other dogs as what they are. He sees them as threats instead of seeing them as
Right.
somebody to meet. So
Right.
I hate myself every day for that, because now it's harder for him to meet dogs. But he's happy.
Right.
You're happy, right? He's a Velcro dog.
Mhm.
You know, anybody that's got pets, by the way, if you go on Amazon, you get an entire, I think it was like an 18-pack of dog toys for $14.99.
Well, mine destroys everything we get.
Yeah, that's the lab. All she's allowed to have are rope toys and Kong.
See, ours doesn't want to play with anything that kind of like tough, like the ropes and stuff. But she would love a stuffed animal or something that she could just shred.
Yeah, no, my mom's dogs are like that.
Mm.
She's got another lab and a mix, a terrier, and yeah, they can't stand the squeakers.
Yeah.
So they'll gut the toy, rip out the
Mhm.
squeaker, and then just leave the toy alone.
Right.
Like, God
Yeah.
forbid that
We
squeaker.
can. Right.
I don't know why they hate it so much, but they hate the squeaker.
I don't know. But it's
But no-
kind of hard to go blow money on something that they're going to tear up in about 30 seconds.
Well, that shows you how gentle my border collie is. He's had the same toy he's had since a puppy.
Right.
Same toy, and it's a plush toy. It's a soft toy.
Hmm.
I'm talking same toy for almost 5 years.
Right.
I don't know too many dogs that can manage to not destroy a toy in 5 years.
Right. I know. I know.
I think one of them ended up having to throw away because he does that like needs on it. So
Mhm.
he needed the fur completely off one of his toys, and I get thrown away. But that technically it wasn't destroyed; it was still in one piece. It was just all the fur was missing from it.
Right.
Our dogs had a plush toy, and they'd tear it up, and Pam would sew it back up a little bit,
Mhm.
keep it going, you know.
Right.
They like to shake it, kill it, you know.
Mhm. You're right.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Whenever your dog does that, whenever you're he or she's so cute, they're going like that with a toy in their mouth. Yeah, it's cute to you, but what they're imagining is doing that to a living animal. They want to like break its
Right.
back and kill it, and that's instinctual. That's something that'll never change.
Right.
Jean's dog
Hides
steals
the
the
remote.
remote.
That would really annoy me. Like, I'm really anal retentive about the remotes. Like, I want to know where my remote is at every time of the day, because if I want to get up in the middle of the night and watch TV, I don't want to be half asleep going, where the hell is that remote? Why the hell is it in the freezer? So, like, I know where my remote is all the time. So, if a dog would constantly steal my remote, would drive me bonkers.
I don't watch the TV hardly any at all. Very rarely, but my husband, he's the remote control hoarder.
Yeah, I'm like that in my
And if
relationship.
it gets lost, nobody gets no peace around here until it is found.
Yeah, I'm like that with the remote and my
Mhm.
wallet and keys. If I don't know where my wallet and keys are, I'm the same way. My life cannot continue until those are found.
Right.
And I'll constantly hear from her, well, stop looking for it. You'll find it. You don't understand. I have to find it.
Right.
Like it's got our credit cards in it. Like if somebody has this besides me, I really need to know.
Right. Well, I figure if I ever want to get even with my husband, if he makes me mad, when I leave, I'll take the remote with me.
There you go.
Well,
No, you know what?
we've got 2 remotes for each TV. Well, just 2 TVs. 2 for the living room and 2 for the bedroom.
I think I only have one remote. Like the one that works the TV and one that works the sound bar.
Yeah.
I want to get one of them really cool Logitech ones. I'm getting ready to try to do some smart housing here. You seen the stuff going on with smart housing? That's some really cool stuff going on.
I think I like the lighting ideal.
Yeah, LED lighting that's remote controlled. Your outlets you can now make remote control or app controlled. Your carbon monoxide, fire detectors are now. Oh
Right.
yeah, everything. Your thermostat. They're all learning devices. Your house can. It's
Right.
crazy.
Well,
you
you
can-
can actually operate some of them through your Alexa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Almost all of them now, believe it or not. You can literally tell your Alexa to do almost anything. Alexa, turn on the kitchen light and the TV. And it knows. It uses those corresponding devices.
You can find a device named Kitchen Light TV.
Mine couldn't find it. We haven't upgraded yet. She's listening and waiting, but
Just remember, if you ever do like smart housing, make sure you get stuff that's directly compatible with what you have for a host. So if you want to get all your outlets on app control, make sure they're all an Amazon approved app. And Amazon Alexa, believe it or not, is approved to work with more than just Alexa products. You just want to make sure that Alexa can control it.
Alexa can't find the toilet paper, Robert.
Yeah, you really want to confuse Alexa. Ask her where to find your local toilet paper. I still think we're going to I'm waiting for Halloween this year. Add value to your property. TP your house. If you want to see a house where TP lives. And I don't get it because it's still like almost all sold out.
Right.
Like,
I know.
Stop.
I think that's going to become our new world order currency is toilet paper.
I'll give you one piece of advice. Own junk silver.
Our Walmart's got one-way aisles.
You know how that, oh my God, that is the level of dumbness with that blows my mind. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. I get it. They're trying to get everybody to move in the same direction so you don't cross winds. But here's the thing. Let's say nobody's wearing masks in line, and let's say I have COVID and I'm standing directly in front of you, and I cough, and I have a good cough, and I'm a jerk. I don't cover my mouth. Now, if there happens to be dust particulates floating in the air, if you walk through my mist within an hour, you're going to catch COVID. It doesn't. Basically, you're moving forward in line, and as you're moving forward in line, you're moving into the virus.
Right.
So, I mean, honestly, having aisles that go in a certain direction, it doesn't matter. You'd almost have to do a zigzaggy pattern thing. We're like,
I
okay,
think the biggest benefit to Walmart doing that is it does help with organizing and keeping the aisles from getting jammed.
sure. It sure
So
does.
I think it does help with that part of it.
It does. No, and don't get me wrong. It's probably better to let air sit stiller than it is to have two people making a cross breeze. It probably is a little better.
Right.
But the biggest thing I think they should do is just limit the amount of people that go into their store and truly limit it. Don't just say, oh, we're limiting people. And then you walk in there and then the two people they're supposed to be doing are just leaning up against the wall having a cigarette, bull crapping with each other on their phones. I mean, that's what's going on in my Walmart. I mean, my entire parking lot's full.
Ours too.
Yeah, and they have that whole, we're only letting some people in line, and you look there, and there's actually nobody waiting or anything, and you walk in the store, and the aisle's just packed.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of your existing here if you're not going to do your job?
Right.
I mean, people would appreciate it more if you said, hold on, and then, like, you communicate with the other guy, said, okay, man, 5 walked out the store, and you go, okay, 5 can go in.
Right.
I mean,
they're counting here.
They're not counting here. And I think that has a lot to do with how an individual county is ran as compared to a national system. It's a national system, yes, that's how it was put in place. But unless your managers are putting people that are going to do their job in that place, it really doesn't matter what standard you put there, because if you don't follow it, it doesn't do any good.
The way they're doing it at our local Walmart, they're standing there with the iPad, and I see them, they're clicking in and out.
Brilliant. That's how it should be done. like I said,
When you come in, they push it, and then you come out, you see them push it again.
right, and that works. I mean, that's the only way to truly limit a virus is for one, you to take personal responsibility for yourself. If you rely on others to take care of you, you're in for a real rude awakening. So wearing your own, even if it's a cloth mask, and I'll tell you right now, cloth masks don't do a whole lot, but even something helps. Wearing one pair of gloves if you're going to be shopping for a little bit, and limiting the amount of people. If those three things are done correctly, yeah, there's no reason why this virus couldn't be whipped into shape in a matter of weeks. But it has a lot to do with people. That's why they always come on television and say, you know, you are on the front lines of this, because you are.
Right.
Your actions can determine whether somebody else lives or dies
Right.
by your actions. So the people that don't take it serious really irritate me.
Well, it's going against everybody that is trying. It's a group effort thing, and if
It's,
the majority don't do it, you're hurting everybody that's trying. Over here, I read a news article. I think the place was called Elkhorn, West Virginia. But
okay.
anything, they have a Dollar General store that wasn't implementing the social distancing and all the things that the stores have going on, and they actually got cited by their local police for
Good.
not following the guidelines.
Good, they should be.
Well,
But
yeah, I think so.
But that's the thing too, is I always like to say character is defined by what you do when people aren't looking.
Oh yeah.
So, like me personally, if I was like the store manager of Dollar General and we have a procedure where this is what we do, you better believe there's going to be people at that front door doing what they're supposed to do. Because if I walk out there, because I'm the kind of person that'll randomly check. And if I see him leaning against the wall having a smoke, people just walk in the door, I'm like, hey, remember me giving you a job?
Right.
Why aren't you doing that job? Well, here's the thing. Well, I mean, yeah, you're right now because of the virus, it's harder to keep employees. But if it comes to it where I have to stand out there and do it, I'll do it.
Right.
Because it really does. People have to do the right thing, and I just wish people would exercise more common sense than they do.
Right.
You don't have to be smart to have common sense. You just have just have common sense.
Right.
You know not to stick your finger inside of an electric wire. You know better than to grab a power line.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that makes perfect sense. But how many people have got electrocuted trying to steal copper?
And they deserved it.
Right, but I'm saying not everybody has that common sense.
It's true. No, it's true. And sometimes a lot of really smart people don't have common sense.
Well, you can have book smarts, but not street smarts.
Right.
And
And
common smarts,
that's kind of where I feel like common sense is a bridge. Because you can be street smart and have a little bit of common sense, and you can be book smart and have a little bit of common sense. It's not really like defined by one or the other. It's a bridge between them, and you just got to kind of walk between it. Sometimes you got to use book smart, sometimes common sense, but not everybody's got that skill. And I don't want to get into any politics with you, Kim, but I'll tell you one thing. Anybody that is stupid enough to drink Lysol, I hope they do.
No, they're not. We just have a president that's too goddamn stupid to suggest it.
All I was saying, though, if you are, as an individual, dumb enough to actually drink Lysol, go ahead. Because we don't need your stupid in the world anyway.
I don't think anybody in the United States is as dumb as Trump. So there you go.
I have a friend of mine who's in, sorry to interrupt. I have a friend of mine who lives in Belgium, and I sent that to her, and she's like, nobody should ever drink bleach and blah, blah, blah. I said, it's a joke. It was a joke video. It was like, don't forget.
You think about all these kids doing that Tide Pod challenge.
That was in it.
Don't get too confident in people's ability.
When they've got that circle with a mark through it, don't put a plastic bag over your head. Now, somebody has tried that.
Yeah. No,
Right.
yep. I brought that up with my wife one day. I said, do you realize that if it's on the bottle, and as stupid as it may be, like, do not drink the shampoo. In order for them to put it on there, somebody actually was dumb enough to do that. And that makes you, really? How are these people still alive from birth? This is where we need natural selection. This is where natural selection really pays off.
I read a warning label once on a curling iron. I think I read it online. It was about a curling iron, and it says hazard or caution. This is not meant to be used internally.
Yeah.
Oh, person got some issues.
Do not place on tongue while on. Got some Christmas story things going on here, like a double dog dare you to lick the pole going on. But the sad part is most of those people are adults that do the dumb stuff.
True.
Like peeing on the third rail and stuff,
Peeing on electric fence.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, this is where natural selection was a good thing. People like us that are intelligent made it harder for natural selection to kill off the dumbest ones of us. And the smart people are going back on.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We tried to make life easier for us, not for you.
Right. I guess we need to be both smarter and faster, and we've got it made, I think.
Okay, I'm going to recommend a movie to both of you. It's an entire chat. If you've never seen it, you've got to watch it. Idiocracy.
I don't know if I've heard of that one.
Okay. Mike Judge, the guy who made King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, he made this movie called Idiocracy. And it basically has a guy, I don't want to give the movie away, but he gets stuck in the future, and the future is supposed to be this whole, like we see it as an enlightened society, like Star Trek, and it's more like if a bunch of half-brain trailer park idiots who have no idea what they're doing all of a sudden took over the world one day. And it is absolutely hysterical. It's about an hour and 20 minutes, and I promise you will not regret watching it. Unless you're one of those people who says, well, I don't watch dumb stuff. I don't want to bring my intelligence down. Well, then don't watch it. But it didn't bring my intelligence down much at all, so it was definitely enjoyable.
Well, what better does anybody have to do when they're locked down on quarantine anyway?
Yeah, I was going to make a whole thing on, catch up on movies and TV shows. Why not?
Right.
You know what always drove me nuts, too, about social distancing? Social distancing doesn't mean social isolation. I don't know where you people pulled this information from, but nobody said you had to live in your house and sit on your couch all day.
Right.
You can still go and, if you live in a place that's more rural, you can go out and garden, go for a walk, go hunting. Well, you go squirrel hunting. Don't actually try to kill them, though, if you can help it, because, you'll feel bad probably. Most people do. There's a lot of things you can do. If you live in a city, you go to your local park. Just stay away from people. Go fishing.
Right.
There's a lot of things that people could do if they really want to, if they're bored at home. So when people say, man, I'm going stir crazy at home, look, then go somewhere.
Right.
Just stay 6 feet away from people. That's all. Which, honestly, we should probably be doing that normally anyway.
Right.
Unless, like, obviously your family and your friends you're not going to social distance from, but if you don't know somebody, don't, slide past them and scrape shirts. I mean, give yourself some room. You don't know what that person's carrying, even the best of times.
You got that right, Gene. From here to the coffee pot.
There you go. Hey, and if I'm one of the people where I could actually sit in my house and watch TV all day, it wouldn't bother me one little bit. But then this annoying thing called summer came, and now I have to cut my yard and plant a garden and plant trees and build a deck and put in a pool.
We have plenty of time to do it now.
I mowed today. Our grass isn't taking off real good, but just enough. You got to spot mow it,
Yeah, well, be happy you're in spot mow because I'm in full mow. But then again, spot mowers will be getting their full yards probably next week or two. I mean, we have an 80-degree temperature here in Tennessee coming up in a couple of days, so I would imagine that, you, Sandra, you definitely are going to get warm too, I think.
Yeah, Tennessee usually gets a little warmer or more humid than
Yeah.
Kentucky, but
It
the
does.
temperatures are about the same.
Yeah. We're plus or minus usually 5 degrees of each other. So if it's 80 here, it's somewhere between 75 and 85 there.
Right.
And Kim's usually like 10 to 15 degrees behind me. So he's about 5 or 10 behind you. So
Right.
if I'm getting 82, Kim, you're probably going to get mid-70s.
Mm-hmm.
That yard will grow, trust me. It likes 70 and rainy.
Well, Kim, I think I'm gonna hop off here. I might jump down in the chat.
Well, thank you very much, Sandra, and you're always welcome.
I know. And nice meeting you, Chris.
Sandra, it was a blast talking to you. Don't be a stranger.
Okay.
I like her, Kim. She's nice.
We have a lot of nice people coming in on this chat.
I'm seeing that. I am, and I like them. And a lot of your people have common sense, which is a rare quality these days.
But you haven't met Big Steve, though.
Probably not. I've met Gene. I've met Grizz. Now I've met Sandra, John. I even remember Skeeter.
Big Steve, he lives in California. He usually comes on, don't have no shirt on.
So what are your summer plans, Kim? You heard all mine.
Just watch that grass grow, I guess.
There you go. You gotta get one of those remote control lawnmowers, man. Those things are a blast.
Well, my yard requires more weeding than push mowing, really. If I was to go out here and go right at it, I'm not talking run, just walk and mow. I could
Right.
probably mow my whole yard in 25, 30 minutes.
Oh, you got a nice yard then. Nice. Not too big, not too small.
Yeah, I got plenty, but I don't have enough room for a garden.
There is a channel I was watching, and they live in Florida, I think, and their yard isn't very big at all. And they just basically gave up their entire backyard they turned their backyard into a garden. And they grow like potatoes in buckets, and they grow cucumbers up lattice work and stuff. So they use a lot of height. And so if you ever want to do that, I mean, carbs aren't good for us anyway, but
No, I really don't want no garden.
no.
I did that when I was a kid. Oh my God, we worked our ass off.
You sure do. And this is a first-year garden, so you know what that means. You ever put a first-year garden in? Oh, so much work. It's so much work. It's tilling the soil, the clay. Then I got to till in the dirt. And then in fall, I have to fertilize and re-till it again next year and mix in more bags. It'll take 2 or 3 years before this is decent, good soil. I mean, it's good soil this year, but
Yeah, I know.
I just like the fact that if I want something, I don't have to go and get it. That's kind of how I'm with it right now. And the almond trees, dude, the pecan tree. My old lady eats so many pecans, and they're expensive. I think like she gets a little container like that, and it's like $7, $8. I said I can go buy a whole pecan tree for $50. So, Kim pause.
Yeah, I don't have a clue.
I get a lot of those too. No clue.
Somebody, Pam knows, she picked up on the other room. So
There you go.
good.
You want to laugh, Kim? I have my father's phone. My father passed away 3 years ago. I still have his phone, and I still pay the bill on it every month. And I get text messages now every couple of days offering me a $100,000 credit card. Get this, for Arnold. My name is not Arnold. My dad's name was not Arnold. I mean, it's bad enough when you're sending me scam, but you're not even sending the correct name with the scam. I mean, obviously, I know it's a scam. I mean, you're not even calling me by my name. You're calling me Arnold.
Well, I went and got a phone when I quit working 2014.
Right.
So I got my cell phone number. And I get phone calls for Brandon. And, you know, this is not Brandon. So I looked the guy up. I found him.
Did you?
He's two towns over. I went to his house and I said, hey, can you get some of this stopped, you know, like Rich Country Store, you know?
All right. Well, I mean, at least you found the guy.
Yeah.
I'm never going to find this Arnold. Because
so it's not your dad's name.
No. Literally nobody in my entire family is named Arnold. Not a single person. So, I mean, it's just weird. It's laughable. Of course, the phone number is 561 area code. It's Delray Beach. It's Florida. That's why I said I'll never find out who Arnold is, because there's like 3 million people in that county. And it doesn't say the last name. It just says, hey, Arnold. Like the TV show. Hey, Arnold, come get your $10,000 credit card. Yeah, I believe that.
Hey, did you get your check yet?
May 1st, they're supposed to be sending it out. So that's like, what, 3 days from now? That'd be nice.
I'm waiting on that $2,000 check.
$2,000 check.
Yeah.
Is this exclusively a you kind of situation, or is this everybody's situation?
Well, they're talking about it. If it passed, $2,000 a month for 6 months.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something, Kim, and don't let it go to your head. But yes, I do believe that the reason that we got more money and it got to the more people was because of Pelosi. I'm giving you that. And you know what? Good. Let her keep going. I don't care if she's a Democrat or Republican. I just want the money right now.
Well, see, Trump wanted to give it to the rich. And she said, no, we're not going to do that.
From every bit of my homework, yes, it has looked that way, yes.
Okay. There you go.
I told you when I first met you that I was an independent. I follow facts.
I don't care what you are. I have my opinion.
And like I said, sometimes, you know, your opinion's right. Sometimes mine is right. And I'll tell you, it takes a hell of a man, though, to admit you're wrong. I know that.
See, here's what I always tell people. See, this is my live stream, so I'm right.
There you go. Yeah. This is true. But I thought it was the customer's always right.
Well, I'm the host, so I'm right.
I think, what was it, man, when I worked for the gas station and one of the worst people I ever worked for, she was like that. She's like, I thought the customer's always right. She goes, not in this store, they're not. Get the blank out of my store.
Thank you, Rhonda.
But that would be nice. $2K for 6 months, 10 grand. That'd be nice.
Well,
that could do a lot for a lot of people.
I don't know if it'll ever happen, but they're talking about it.
Yeah, be nice to see it, but I doubt it. It's just, man, that's one of those hard pills that I don't want to swallow. What was it?
Look it up. I mean,
No, I believe you. I've heard about it. No, I've heard about it. I just don't think it's going to happen. It's just too much money.
I don't know.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Jeff Bezos and what's his face, Bill Gates, open up their wallets and actually help the Americans for once instead of just taking money from them. Just think about it. That's what they do. They don't give much. Oh, Bill Gates is a philanthropist. He gives money away. Not to me. I've never gotten any money from Bill Gates. Have you?
No.
Yeah. But he sure as hell took my money.
But he sure has built some good software.
The two of them together are worth an estimated $1.7 trillion.
Okay, now I heard Bill Gates. Who else?
Jeff Bezos, who is the richest man in the world.
Okay, is he software guy?
No, he owns Amazon. He owns Amazon,
Okay.
Whole Foods, a bunch of things. But the guy has like $895 billion. He could cut.
You know, I can't even grasp how much that is.
You hear the number,
I'd
but
like to know.
oh, I'm sure it'd fill up an Olympic swimming pool. It's a lot of money. But I mean, I did the math one day. It was crazy. If either one of them, if either Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, they could cut every American $100,000 check, $100,000, and they would only lose 22% of their total net worth. 22%. And they would help every single American. And if you help every single American, excuse me, if you give me $100,000, I'll buy land, I'll buy products, I'll reinvest into my country. So everybody would be able to buy a house for the first time. And yes, a lot of people die from drug addictions. But you know what? That's going to happen either way. The point is you could help out so many struggling single moms, single dads, people that just been down on their luck. I mean, you could help out a humongous portion of the American population and not even spend half of your wealth. But will they? Nah, you're not Africa. You're not Indonesia. I always tell my brother that. I said, man, you know, last time I checked, Ethiopians didn't buy Windows operating systems. Americans did. And Indians did. And why are you not spending a lot of your money here? There are kids in this country that go to bed hungry, but yet you're going to go feed another nation. Man, take care of your country first. If you helped all of us, then maybe we could help the world. Did you ever think about that? I mean, if I have $100,000, I mean, yeah, I might spend $70,000, but I'm also going to give to charities. I'm already an active member of the ASPCA, and I've been for years. I mean, I do some charity, but I mean, if I had that much money, I could do a whole lot more charity. Mine are animals. Everybody's different. But I could go out to eat at a nice restaurant, leave the waiter a good tip. You know, and then he could turn around and say, man, you know what? I feel really bad for muscle dystrophy people, so I'm going to donate $100 in the jar this time because I have so much more money. The whole world could help. We could help the whole world so much more efficiently if we could get out of the dumps. I don't get it.
You just said something there. Why should we have to pay a waitress or waiter's wages? I mean, I tip, don't get me wrong, but why don't the restaurant pay them enough to work?
Yeah, you know,
so they don't count their wages or their tips as wages. Now, don't get me wrong, I think that they should deserve a tip.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for 40 years, and I didn't make that, a big wage. I never got a tip.
Well, this guy did a study, and he owns a restaurant, and found out that he could keep waiters and waitresses 10 times longer. They were very happy, and they did, and you'd never have to leave a tip. He, instead of tipping the wait staff and the busboys and all that, he just paid them a normal hourly wage, And I can't remember it was years ago, but it ended up working out to where the customers were happier, the wait staff was happier, everybody was happier because they took away tips. And being from, like, for example, I worked for Domino's, I've worked for Papa John's, Pizza Hut, I've worked for every pizza restaurant in America. And when you see that $2.75 delivery charge on your thing, that's not what's going to the driver. I got our delivery fee was a $2.79 or $2.75. I got $1.15 of that. So I got half of it at Domino's. At Pizza Hut, I got 20% of it. I got like 80 cents out of a $3.29 delivery fee. The company keeps the bulk of it, and it's to pay for our insurance so that if we get an accident, the store can have its butt covered as well as us. But yet we're still mandated to have car insurance anyway.
Now, when you deliver like that, do you have to buy your own gas?
Yeah.
There you go.
You buy your own gas. You everything. Basically, you pay for your tire, all your maintenance. All they pay you is you get paid a small pay per hour. Like Domino's had it set up where you made minimum wage when you worked in the store, and when you went out on a delivery, you made $2.75 an hour plus tips.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's not as bad. When I started working at the lumberyard, I started at $1.60 an hour.
Yeah.
But now that was in 74, and then I'll take another horror story. When I quit after 40 years, I only made $10.65.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I remember you telling me that. That's horrible. You know, since you worked at a lumber yard, did you ever make trusses?
No, I didn't make them. I hold a bunch of them.
You just cut the wood for them.
No. You're talking about a sawmill.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a lumber yard where we have the finished product.
Okay, like 84 lumber or something like that, or
yeah.
Okay, I got you now. I understand now. It's ridiculous.
We did do some mill work a little bit.
Right.
We had a shop, but it wasn't nothing like it was back in the day.
And I'll tell you this too, Kim. Like, I live in a rural area, so like everything's a drive. Okay, to get the farthest point in my delivery grid took a half hour to get there and back. Sometimes 40 minutes if traffic was bad. So you got to think about it like this. If I went on 2 deliveries and got no tip on one delivery and maybe a $3 tip on another delivery, that means that I made $2.75 an hour plus $1, so it's $3.75. I made nothing on the other tip but the $1.25. So I made like less than $5 an hour for that hour.
And you spent about all that in gas.
Right. I used my Blazer because it had the smaller tank and the better motor. But yeah, I was spending $40 a day in gas and making like 80. So half of my money was going right into gas.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's ridiculous. And then I hear like there's different stores in our district because we were owned by a private company. There's like 8 stores that owned us. It's called Herd Incorporated. And if you worked at one of the busier stores, you didn't make $7.25 in the store. You made $10.25 in the store. And you went from $2.75 a delivery or $2.75 an hour to $3.75 an hour delivering pizzas if you worked for a busier store. Well, I said that's bull crap. I said, what? Because you're delivering more. So if you're delivering more pizzas, you're making more tips. So why are you getting paid more an hour? But yet us, when we're struggling to break even, you're saying, no, you're going to get paid less because your store's not as busy.
Okay, Chris, I'll be right back.
Sure. Hello, chat. I'm looking at you guys. I'm waiting on him. Yeah, no, Sandra, that's a great point. In fact, when I worked for him, I had to get 4 new tires. It cost me $600, and yeah, Domino's wasn't paying for those. They said, "Oh, well, you know that local the used tire place right over there. If you tell them you work for us, they'll probably give you a discount. You can trade food for the tires." Which, admittedly, the fact that they were willing to give me food to exchange for a discount for tires was nice because they didn't have to do that. But they didn't pay for my tires. They didn't pay for my tires. They didn't pay for my gas. They didn't pay for just general wear and tear belts, hoses. Yeah. I mean, I really always thought that the delivery fee, the whole delivery fee should go to the driver. Like, I'm doing the bulk of the work, so shouldn't I get the bulk of the money? A lot of times I put the pizzas in the oven. I pulled the pizzas out of the oven. I cut them, boxed them, bagged them, brought them to your house, came back with the bag and brought you money. And you're telling me, oh, we're going to take 50% of your money? No. And Pizza Hut, which is across the street, was even worse. They were like, I think $6.25 or $6.50 off the road, and the same price on the road. Sure are. Now this is back in like the early 2000s, late 90s, when I worked for McDonald's for my first job, and I got their spreadsheet. It worked out to less than a penny a burger. Like the actual meat patty was like less than a penny. It was like a 2/10 or 3/10 of a penny per patty. And the cheese was 5/10 of a penny or something like that. The whole burger cost less than 10 cents to make. And they were charging people over $2 at the time. So, yeah. If you all can't tell, I have diarrhea in the mouth. I don't know when to stop talking. It's always been an issue of mine. So with Kim giving me an open forum to yak, I'm going to yak. Yeah, for plastic cheese. You're so right. Like, what was it? Clerks 2? When you saw they were cutting up the egg log for breakfast, and they said egg food product. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. Capricorn. Gift to Gab. So. Oh, Kim's back. Everybody hide.
Everybody run and hide. I had to unhook the dishwasher.
Been there, done that. We were talking about hamburgers. About how, like, when I worked for them for my first job, I caught wind of their paperwork, and the whole burger cost like less than 10 cents to make, and it was like $2.99 at the time.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive now, though.
I'm telling you, I don't know about your state, man, but I go to my Burger King and I look at the meal and they have like, oh, new pretzel burger, and it says single burger $7.99. I said, when the hell did this happen? I said, you want me to pay you for an hour's worth of work pays for a hamburger? What world is this? Did I somehow get transported? Because it used to be like a quarter of an hour would pay for a meal.
Well,
for a meal.
You know, I've told Pam this. Of course, we can't go to like Ponderosa or someplace with a buffet now.
Yeah.
But you can go and get a sit down like a buffet dinner for like $20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you go to McDonald's or Hardee's and get a sandwich,
yep,
a drink,
yep,
and a fry, and it's almost $20.
Yeah, and you're empty.
The two of you, I mean, you know,
Yeah, no, I hear you.
because I was basing it on two people.
That's how you do it when you're married. Everything's two. Whatever your bill is, double it. And that's just how you do it. But no, I know exactly what you're saying. And if you go to a buffet, like whether it's a Chinese buffet or an Italian buffet, whatever buffet it is, you'll leave after 3 plates. You're stuffed. You're like, oh, man, gotta loosen my belt up. And you're full for a few hours. Man, you go eat Hardee's, and yeah, you're full for an hour,
Yeah.
maybe 2. And usually you have to eat almost to the point where you're sick with Hardee's food or McDonald's food because you have to fill your stomach up so much so that you don't feel hungry an hour later. I mean, that's why we used it on construction sites for lunch, because it would work through you so quick that by the time you got back to the job site, you had processed enough of it to where you could go back to work. Little interesting fact about me, I used to do that too. I was a metal framer, furring / carpenter's apprentice, almost a carpenter. I still had a few more years to go in my carpentry, but my stepdad died, so I couldn't finish it. But I knew enough to build an apartment on my own.
Yeah, Sandra, you've been here 4 hours. You go home. Yeah, I miss. We got a Chinese restaurant uptown. I don't know how they're getting along.
Oh, maybe they got a small business loan. Never know.
Well,
They approved it for $400 billion more.
you know, I hope so, because we need these little business.
Mm-hmm. There's a problem when the only ones that survive are big business. Big businesses have no interest in taking care of you. Big business is all about the monies and squeezing out every penny out of you they can get. That's what they're engineered to do. At least with small businesses, they're trying to take care of their employees. They're paying their bills. You know, we need small business. It breeds competition. I mean, that's what makes big companies like Frito-Lay's and Coca-Cola and all them do something different, is because of the competition. Without competition, people get lazy. It's like, no, you're just going to have this and you're going to be happy. Well, I don't want this. Well, then have nothing. Your choices are this or nothing. What do you want? That's why. Sorry.
You got I'm sorry. I interrupted you, but you got a storm coming.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, tonight and then tomorrow. I might have to bring in my my little plants. I don't want to get blown over. Actually, I'm kind of listening now for it. I live near a mountaintop, so when it comes blowing through the hills, I can hear it. Baby, you look white as a ghost. Okay.
I slept for like 4 hours.
Yes, you did.
I didn't want to sleep for 4 hours.
I'm getting grouched at for not waking my wife up.
Uh-oh.
Well, she needed the rest. She looks pale as a ghost. Don't know.
Thank you, dear.
Sorry I didn't wake you up earlier.
Baby, you didn't have to wake me up. You just come check on me.
I did check on you
When?
2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Ironically, right before I started live streaming with Kim.
It's okay.
Yeah, we've been on here 2 hours.
Yeah, it was about 2 hours ago. Well, I checked on her, made sure she was okay. You know, I didn't wake her up to check on her. I mean, I don't know when to wake somebody up to check on them. Shoot, we were talking about something and I lost my train of thought.
Well, you know what? I forgot what we was talking about.
Right? Here, what were we talking about, chat? Remind me.
I was talking about the weather. And
That's
you were talking about the storm coming through the mountains.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Because it's coming through the mountains, when the wind kind of barrels together to go over it, I can hear a real distinctive whoosh noise, and I kind of know it's raining. Or getting ready to. I know the wind's coming in. And I gotta go save the plants. They're just babies, man. We gotta save them.
Oh, your new trees?
Just the vegetables right now. The trees, hopefully, they'll be here. They said Thursday, but yeah, that reminds me. I probably should anchor those things when they get here, till the roots grab hold. You know, I forgot tomato seeds. If you can believe it, my garden's missing one of the most important pieces: tomatoes. And corn. For some reason, I don't have tomatoes and corn seeds, and I thought I did. Turns out I had a lot of carrots. A lot of carrots and a lot of lettuce.
I never grow carrots.
Supposedly, they're pretty easy. They just kind of grow straight down, and you just pull them right up. So I'll tell you how that goes. I'll try to make some videos of it.
Well, I don't like carrots that well. Some
Really?
but not a whole lot.
Oh, you got to have them fresh out of the dirt. They're so much better. That's the problem, too, with grocery vegetables sometimes is the transport time weakens them. When you pull them right out of the ground or right off the vine, they taste so much better. They really do. And I don't like vegetables, period, and I'll still eat them out of a garden just because of how fresh they are. Wish me luck planting my blackberry bushes. Those things hurt.
Wear gloves, long flannel.
Yeah.
shirt.
Just going to wear work gloves and maybe 2 layers of work gloves. Things are prickly. Then I'm going to wind them up through the fence. I figured
So what are you planting? Blackberries?
blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries.
Boy, Briz, he's got them growing wild.
The blackberries are growing wild. I'm just going to pull them out of the ground carefully and transplant them where I want them. The blueberries and raspberries aren't, though. Those are new to the property. Blackberries, I mean, dude, I can make a 5-gallon bucket of them easily. Easily. They're good. I always found it funny because I used to go shopping and I buy blackberries. I love the sourness of them. They were like $6 for a little teeny container like that. And then I moved to Tennessee, and they grow wild. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
A fruit that I paid $6 for like 12 of them. I can now get a bush that has 40 on there, and I have like 40 bushes. So that's really cool. I just like picking them off and eating them. Strawberries are the only ones that I'm not growing here. Too much water. They're like really arid soil that gets a lot of water. Yep. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I told all of my neighbors, I said, when all my stuff grows, I said, I want you guys to come over and pick whatever you want because I'm a firm believer.
I'll be right back.
All right, again.
I unhooked the dishwasher, but I didn't open it.
Oh, I got to do that. The way I always saw it, and Sandra, because you got homespun life, so you kind of got that prepper homesteader sentimentality, I bet. Am I right? I'm going to wait for your response. Well, what I learned about that, yep, I thought so. What I learned in my career as prepping is your neighbors are going to be either your best friend or your worst enemy when crap goes really bad. Like if a solar flare hits and knocks out the power grid forever, or at least for a very long time, your neighbors are going to be your biggest problem. You ain't got to worry about people coming from 3 states over messing with you. It's going to be your neighbors. They're going to go, oh, well, Chris, hey, man, I know you had a garden. I know you have guns, and I know you have, stock supplies. Can we have all that? And it's like, no, you can't have all that. So I really believe that, being close to your neighbors and helping them out and all that will become very beneficial if things ever go wrong, because you guys come to an agreement. Like, yeah, you can have some of my fruits. You can have some of my vegetables. You can have whatever I have. But in return, we're going to take your humongous field and we're all going to till it together. So next year, we all have plenty of food. And this way, not only are you self-reliant, but because your neighbors don't hate you, you can work out a deal with them because you got along really well with your neighbors. So you say, well, let's work out together and let's learn how to survive together. And then you have a community. Like me, I have 5 neighbors. And yeah, most of them are older, but they got eyes. I got guns and they got eyes, so it works out well. Hey, Kim, do you live near any older people, 60 plus?
Not really. I mean, I got neighbors, but I don't neighbor.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, they're the best at watching your property, man. Like the older people, they'll watch you like a hawk.
Well, the neighbor right next to me, there's just a driveway, and it's their driveway
Right.
between our house and their house. Well, they're younger, but they watch a heck of a lot better than I do.
Yeah, and that's great.
They got cameras set up.
Well, I mean, there's a fine line between paranoia and caution. I'm a cautious man. I'm not a paranoid man.
Yeah. Well, I had that trouble with the doorbell ringer. So I went over and I said, hey, you got cameras. What kind of camera do I need to get this doorbell ringer? Yeah, I'm 63.
Yeah, and when I mean like you can be good with your neighbors, I don't mean like you have to be best friends with your neighbors. Like me and my neighbors don't sit there and have picnics. It's just
right.
They know that I have supplies. I'm young, and I can be beneficial to them, and they know who I am. We don't have powwows. Like I told you, I saw my neighbor who's like 84 years old mowing her yard, and I went over there and helped her. She gave me a bunch of little plants. She gave me one or two tomato plants and a couple of bell pepper plants to plant in my garden. She didn't have to do that. Just like I didn't have to help her cut her yard, but she goes, oh, I wish I could pay you. I held up the plants. I said, you did, right here. Thank you. And I've been taking care of them, and hopefully by this weekend I'll have those plants she gave me plus mine in the ground. Fingers crossed. Because my growing season's from April to June. So I'm kind of right in the middle of my growing season, the start of my growing season, really.
Get too hot?
Mid to upper 80s sometimes if it's a bad summer, but we usually average between 82 to 90, and we fluctuate in there sometimes.
Your temperature's close to ours. I mean,
Almost everybody kind of by the middle of summer, except for maybe Washington State and Maine and a few other far north states, maybe North Dakota. We're all pretty much hovering right in that 85, 90 range. We pretty much, humidity, I think, is the only real change by where you go. Like, Florida is so humid that it's like an armpit, but Texas, like the the southern part of Texas, will be just as hot, but have like no humidity. So that's a big difference. That's like in Tennessee during the summer, everybody tells me how hot it is. I said, you want hot? I said, why don't you go down to Miami right now? They'll teach you about hot. I mean, have you ever seen it so hot where you look out at the grass in the median in the highway and you can see the waves of heat coming off of the grass? Not the road, the grass. I've seen it that hot in Florida where it was like 102 degrees with 98% humidity. And you could just see waves of heat coming off the grass. You'd walk out your air-conditioned house out to the front porch, and it would just feel like getting hit with a hammer. It would just, you just sink. It was so heavy. The humid air was just so oppressive. So it's like 90 degrees with 90% humidity, and man, it's like being inside of a dryer. The wet clothes, you know, that wet heat that's just like brutal. Ooh. You know, 100 degrees wet and 100 degrees dry is a big difference. I know a lot of people that can go out in 95-degree heat. If there's no humidity, they don't even sweat because it doesn't feel that hot, man. You go down there, it's 95 degrees. Your whole shirt is soaked in 5 or 10 minutes. We built this, I think it was called the Lanai, and it was this structure attached to a Target in Florida, and it had a reflection pond because it was being built, so it wasn't like full yet, and it didn't have all the benches and everything. It was just one of those little reflection ponds you sit in front of. And man, the sun beating off of the reflection pond and bouncing back up. We were on a scissor lift between the heat beaming down, the water beaming heat up, and the roof. Bro, my nostrils, inside my nostrils were sunburnt.
Oh man.
Me and my stepdad, man, we were working on it. We had 3 shirts on the scissor lift because we were on a job site that required you to wear shirts and hard hats and all that.
Oh,
and man, we had 1 shirt on and 2 shirts drying. No lie, Kim. But we had 3 shirts because the third one would be starting to dry out to where we could wear it again. But by the time the third one was dry, the one we were wearing was soaked. So soaked you couldn't even wipe sweat off your face. We'd pull off that shirt and grab the third shirt and put it on. By the time that the shirt we just took off was dry, the next 2 were wet. So we had to rotate 3 shirts.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I've never seen it that
I know
cold.
what you're talking about, cold. One time I worked out, it was cold. Oh my God. And I took my bib overalls off, and something fell off onto the floor. And I picked it up, and I thought, well, what the hell is that? I took it over there and laid it on the stove, and it went, huh? It was a frozen fart.
Now, my aunt does live in upstate Maine, so I have felt cold before, but never consistently. Not to where my farts were frozen and my doors were sealed shut. Man, I wish I still had the pictures on my old phone of when we lived in Murfreesboro.
That mother? Yeah, I finally got a hold of her.
Did
She was in bed. She said, I woke up and she said, it was a.
Oh, don't mute it, Kim. I like the conversations that.
Well,
Oh,
I
man,
didn't know
why-
what you were going to say, so she was talking about her mother. Is she 86, 87?
86.
86.
Bless her heart.
They got to go for a walk today and they played 2 games of bingo sitting in their doorway.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's something.
She's got a real nice place in their lockdown. So they bring her food and everything.
They haven't been able to leave their rooms.
But her mother has a 2-bedroom apartment like.
Well, that's good. At least they're not cramped up in tight quarters.
No, she isn't.
She isn't, but some of them have a studio apartment.
I'm sorry to hear that. It's for their protection, though. You know, we care about our older people, and we don't want to see them die. So
No, I don't want to see anybody die.
no.
It's not even like a nursing home at all. It's
So-
an
Assisted living.
yeah, it's an apartment complex where they check them, take their temperature and oxygen level 3 times a day,
I know exactly what she's talking about.
and it's very nice. So we wouldn't have put her in there if it wasn't.
Yeah, no. When I lived in Florida, we had a lot of those communities.
Oh, I
We-
bet.
Yeah, they have.
This is Chris. He lives in northern Tennessee.
Cool.
Yep, Northeast Tennessee, right below Virginia and right near Dollywood.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Who else is on there? Anybody else?
Nobody on the panel but me and him, and Griggs is in the chat. No,
Is he drunk in the basement again?
no.
Grizz.
Okay.
Give him time. Give him time.
Gets hot. The cows give birth to barbecue.
It's so hot, we're getting barbecue out of them cows. Don't
Well, I'll
forget your
tell you
chocolate
what.
milk.
It has. She's already going, Grizz, but I'll tell her. I've seen it so dry here that right down the street there was 2 trees fighting over a dog.
Must be related to them damn walking trees. You know, like you're driving down the highway and all of a sudden that tree jumps out in front of you.
Oh hell!
Them walking trees, man. Watch out for them. They're quick. Oh, man. What a world, huh, Kim? What a world.
Well, I'll tell you what. This virus thing is not anything to play with.
No, I told you the math on it. How even with the flu being allowed to run rampant, it can't make a dent in COVID, and COVID's trying to be controlled. So, I mean, wait till people are allowed to congregate completely again. It's going to be this isn't going to go away until next year, like sometime summer of next year.
I don't know if it's ever going to go away.
Well, I mean, it'll go away to the point to where most of the people have herd immunity, at least. People will start getting immunity from it, and that's when it'll start to finally really go away. But I gotta read this.
That's a pretty good one too.
Dan Grizz.
I seen something where they cooked turkey and put popcorn kernels in there, and then when it blowed the popcorn out, the turkey was done.
That's interesting to try.
I don't think I'd try it.
Kind of makes you realize how much oil could you stuff in a bird's butt? Because you kind of need the oil to get hot first before it'll pop.
Yeah.
So I don't know about all that. Maybe deep frying it. But then the popcorn's going to be ready in 5 minutes, and the turkey's going to be so raw it's pink.
That's a good one, Sandra. The popcorn tasted like crap. First liar ain't got a chance.
Nice. Hey, Grizz.
He can hear you.
Good. I'm curious if he wants to take my spot because I'm getting ready to hop off. I got to jump in the shower and do a few things.
Well, you know, I'm thinking about shutting it down anyhow.
It's 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Don't burn up all your StreamYard in 2 nights.
Well, I think this will end my StreamYard.
Well, brother, I'm going to let you go then. You have a great night.
All right, Chris. Take
Look-
care.
You two, before you kick me out, though, let me open up YouTube so I can catch the last minute of your show here.
Okay, I ain't gonna kick you out.
What? Now, you see, your bell notified, and it told me when you went live stream, but now it won't show me the live stream under my main YouTube, so I have to actually manually enter you. Wonder why it does that. Let's see here.
Well, now if you go to notifications, the bell, you can find me there.
You know what? You're 100% right. There we are. There you is.
But
All right, brother.
You got to be on the YouTube page. You don't have a bell on StreamYard.
Correct. All right. Well, I'm getting out of your StreamYard. It was good talking to you, brother, as always.
Yep. Please come back.
I will. Trust me, I'll be back. Whenever I might not catch every live stream, but I'll try to catch them as much as I can.
I don't do too many.
Well, hopefully it'll notify me. As my brother says, deuces.
All right.
Be safe, Kim.
Well, peace out.
Peace out, brother.
Okay. It has been a good live stream. Thank you, Rosanna, Sandra, Grizz. Who else is in here? That's about it for now. So, anyhow, I'm going to end it out. All right. Bye, all.